Hey everybody, it is April 3rd, 2018. Let me shut my door. Oops. People might be like walking by and like, what is he talking to himself? Right now there's an active shooter situation going on at YouTube of all places. This is about to go. I think the only person injured or killed is a shooter, which is reportedly a female. I'm watching the breaking news on MSNBC. Usually CNN is a place that you want to go to, no matter how you feel about any of the networks. But for breaking news, CNN is probably usually the best one to go to. I was trying to think. I just broke my sentence off, like right in half. Yeah, but MSNBC has Brian Williams doing the whole thing right now. And Brian Williams is pretty good. So, I was doing this cartoon about Sinclair. I did one on Sinclair several months ago after John Oliver did his thing on them. Sinclair likes, they're very much supportive of Donald Trump. And what they do is they own affiliates all over the country. They own 173, I think is the count. And this is like, your local station might be CBS, NBC, Fox, ABC, or another network even. But they're owned by somebody. And usually your local station is owned by some giant national conglomerate. And Sinclair owns a crap ton of them. Gobs. And, but they have been mandating that their stations usually run like these right-wing commentaries. They get this one by a guy who used to work in the Trump administration. I can't remember his name right now. But we'll just call him Goon, if we refer to him again. Probably not, though. But they have sent the script to all their stations for people to recite about bias in the media, of all things. And it sounds very much like a Trump-Wellian thing. And but Deadspin put together this video clip of a bunch of these anchors reciting the same script, word for word. And they mashed it all together, and it came out really, really well. You just go to Deadspin.com and you'll find it. Or it's probably right here on YouTube. I'm sure it is. But the thing is, these TV stations, run by Sinclair, they're not just the only things buying up your local media. Your local newspaper is probably part of a chain now. Once upon a time, just about every paper was locally owned. Even big papers were locally owned. Like the LA Times was run by a family for years and stuff. The Charleston Gazette in West Virginia was one of it's like a medium-sized paper that was still owned by a family, and they just sold. Several of my clients are owned by these chains and stuff. And I've noticed, whenever I talk to a lot of editors, some editors tell me that they can't select their own content, from syndication. Like, they can't buy my cartoons unless corporate decided to buy my cartoons. I tried to talk to a few corporates, but they will never call me back. So it's really, really hard to get in some of these newspapers and stuff. And I already get the whole thing where I have to compete against syndicates that they offer packages with 20 cartoonists at a really low price. And so the editor is like, well, I don't even know if these cartoons are good, but look how cheap they are and look how many I get. I got right-wingers, I got left-wingers, I got the no-wingers. So I have a lot of stuff to choose from. And then I come along and it's just my cartoons. And yes, I think my cartoons are better than most of those. But guess who does not so much care about quality? And that's the people who make those kind of decisions. That what's going to be in their paper. Because they base those decisions upon price and quantity. This is why I do a cartoon every day. This is why I do stuff like the blog and the videos. Because I'm trying to make as much content and stuff that I can that other people are not doing. There's only 2 other cartoonists that write blogs for their cartoons. And they're pretty good too. David Horsey is really the only one who comes to mind, who works with the LA Times. And nobody's doing this daily YouTube thing, which hardly anybody's looking at anyway. And I'm not making any money with it yet. I haven't even monetized it yet, but there's not really a point because I'm not getting enough views to make money on it yet. I keep saying yet, don't I? Yet. But the thing is, these people, these companies, they're tearing your newspapers apart. They're gutting them. The local paper I work for here was family owned. And they were going through rounds of layoffs, and they kept missing me for the first 3 rounds, and I think around the 4th round they finally got me. And shortly after that, they went into bankruptcy, and they were liquidated. One of those Bain Capital type companies came in. bought the whole thing. The place owned radio stations and a printing plant and some property and, of course, a bunch of equipment. And they piecemealed the whole thing. They all chopped it up and just sold it off. And then, so within 3 years, the newspaper had, within a year, the newspaper had 3 owners. And everybody I know that works there is miserable. And if they're not laid off, most of them are gone. I think I know like maybe 2 people who are still there. And everybody's like getting out. And when they're getting out, they're like screaming. There's like no copy editors left. Last year or the year before, my former employer ran this headline about McAuliffe being cleared of all charges. The Supreme Court dropped his charges, whatever. But the thing was, Terry McAuliffe was not the guy that was in the story. It was Bob McDonnell, the Republican. But they did that big goob on the front page of the newspaper that was a big national embarrassment because they don't have enough people to actually read the paper before they send it out for their customers to read. So, newspapers. And the company that owns it is BH Media. And I don't mind picking on BH Media because they do not subscribe to any. I don't have any other papers. But there's big companies like Gatehouse. But the thing is, when these companies hire, when they buy a property, they get rid of people. They just chop them all up and they send them away. And the thing about these cartoonists who defend this kind of stuff, these conservatives, they go, yeah, well, look at the media, it's all biased elsewhere, so another biased media will be a good thing. Because, bias cancels out bias in their mind for some reason. But those guys are actually on the chopping block. If they don't know it, then they're stupid. Before I was laid off, I knew I was going to get laid off. I knew it for years. Because I'm not that stupid. When people are being cut all around me, you don't think, well, they're keeping me because I'm so good. You know what's coming. Just haven't got to yet. I'm going to do some shout outs before I run out of time. Specky Studio, he likes the anus mouth better. So does Ariel. Let's go to the video. That was on the Doca Kids one that I posted this morning. The one yesterday. And, I'm about to play there, didn't it? This is 9 comments. Show me all the damn comments. There we go. Emily, Quana, and Ariel, and another dog replies. That's probably all the comments right there. That's why there were 9 comments. Ariel commented 17 times. I'm kidding. It's counting all the replies and stuff. And Ariel replied, and I replied, and then Ariel replied, and I replied. Anyway, you gotta know the dog day in the cartoon. I've noticed I don't talk that much about the whole drawing process, do I? I just like ramble the whole thing. Right now I'm thinking about food in my next cartoon. I was kind of burnt out this morning and I was going to go to the bank and get something to eat. I had to go mail off some prints. And my housemate was like, I'm going to go a certain time and I'll take you up to the print store. I'm like, cool. It was right up the hill. I just didn't feel like walking up the hill. I don't have a car. And he says, I'm leaving right now. It's after 2 hours. I got tired of waiting. And I went to sleep because I was tired. I get tired, people. I need to sleep sometimes. So I slept about 4 hours. Yeah. After I eat, I'll probably sleep again. A couple hours. And then do my next cartoon. Too bad about this whole shooter thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. I don't know. I got like 3 other subjects in my subject email that I write to myself every day that I don't mail. It's in my YouTube in my drafts. I have this, I think I've mentioned this before, but in case this is your first time here playing, I have this email full of ideas and subjects and other notes to myself. Like, don't forget to do this today. And I don't send it, but I edit it daily as things go. Sometimes I forget to edit the ideas because most of the ideas are right in there are the subjects I never get around to. And then I look back at it like a couple months later, or as I scroll down, I see the older stuff, and some of it doesn't make any sense, or I see that it's extremely outdated, like nobody's going to care about that anymore. Somebody also told me, hey, I got another idea for an Easter Bunny themed cartoon for you. But it's the day after, man. 2 days after. I already did one. I don't need to do that many late ones of Easter cartoons. See, I'm just ranting now. I'm ranting. You're not going to have to hear me rant until after tomorrow, though, for the next video. Here's your cartoon. It is done. And I'm out of here. I'm going to go do things. Or nothing. I'm going to go find food. That's what I'm going to do. Thanks for coming by. Please click the likey thing. That's the thumb at the bottom. Share this with all the goobers in your life. And leave a comment, please. If you come in here and you're hanging out, you're like, I don't do it, I do it, I'd really appreciate it if you left a comment. Please. Okay? I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thank you very much. And goodbye.